Every morning on my way to work, I see kids heading off to school. And lately, something's really struck me. I often see the backpack before I even see the child. You see these tiny shoulders struggling under this huge load, their whole body leaning forward, looking exhausted before the day has even started. It's just a scene we've all kind of accepted as normal, right? But what if this daily burden is actually more than just a hassle? What if it's a genuine health risk that we're all overlooking?
This quote, it just gets right to the heart of the problem. As a physician, I can tell you this is no exaggeration. We're not just talking about a few heavy books here. We're looking at a real public health issue that's just hiding in plain sight.
For generations, we've had this idea, that a heavy school bag is some kind of rite of passage, that it builds character. But I'm here to tell you, as a physician, I can say with absolute certainty, it does not. So let's just go ahead and dismantle that myth right now.
The reality is we're not building character, we're building strain. The whole idea that kids just get used to it, well, that's a complete medical fallacy. Their bodies don't just toughen up, they compensate. They're forced to adapt in these quiet ways that can silently alter their posture and lead to some serious long-term problems. This is not a rite of passage, it's a preventable health hazard.
So, why is this so risky for them? Well, to get it, you have to remember one crucial fact. Kids are not just miniature adults. Their bodies, and especially their spines, are fundamentally different.
This right here, this is the absolute core of the issue. A child's spine is literally a construction site. Their growth plates are still open, their core muscles are still developing, and those little cushioning discs between their vertebrae, they're so much more vulnerable to being compressed. And all of this makes them uniquely susceptible to damage from carrying heavy loads.
Okay, so how much is too much? Health organizations are really clear about this. The magic number to remember is 10%. A child's backpack should weigh no more than 10% of their body weight. So, let's say your kid weighs 80 pounds, that backpack shouldn't be heavier than 8 pounds. Seriously, go home and weigh it. I think you might be really surprised.
But here is the massive gap between what's recommended and what's actually happening. One study found that nearly 90%, that's 9 out of 10 primary school kids, were carrying bags weighing over 15% of their body weight. That's a full 50% more than the recommended limit. And trust me, this isn't just an isolated problem. It's happening in schools everywhere.
And the consequences of this go way beyond just a sore back. This daily overload creates a kind of ripple effect of strain that can impact a child's entire body.
The crucial point here is just how widespread the pain is. That same study showed that while we all think of back pain, it was actually shoulder pain that was the #1 complaint, affecting over 2/3 of the students. But just look at the rest. The strain radiates all the way through the upper back, the lower back, and even down into their legs. It's truly a full body problem.
And it's not just about the pain either. Those heavy straps can actually compress nerves, which causes that tingling or numbness in their arms. The weight literally changes how a child walks. It can cause total exhaustion before the school day even gets going, which of course affects their concentration. And in really severe cases, that constant forward lean can even restrict their breathing.
This is what that compensation looks like in real life. See, with a healthy posture, your head stays aligned right over your shoulders. But to balance that heavy backpack, the body is forced to lean forward. The head juts out, the shoulders round, and the entire spine gets pulled out of alignment. One study found that 2/3 of kids were doing this. Over time, this forced posture can become a really damaging habit.
Okay, so the problem is crystal clear. Let's talk solutions. As parents, what are the concrete things we can do starting like today?
Please, don't wait for your child to complain about back pain. Look for these early warning signs. Watch how they lean forward when they walk with the bag on. Ask them if they ever feel pins and needles in their arms. Take any unexplained knee or ankle pain seriously. It could be caused by their body trying to adjust its walking style. And after they take the bag off, check their shoulders for those deep red marks from the straps. These are all little clues that the load is just too heavy.
So, how you pack the bag is just as important as what's in it. The golden rule is this: heaviest items, like textbooks, should always be packed closest to their back. This keeps the weight near their center of gravity. And use all those different compartments to distribute everything else evenly. Oh, and this one is crucial. Insist that they always use both shoulder straps. Carrying a heavy bag on just one shoulder is just a recipe for imbalance and pain.
Yeah, everything you do at home is absolutely vital.
But this problem isn't going to be solved one backpack at a time. To make a real, lasting difference, we need to take this conversation from our homes into the school hallways and partner with schools for some systemic change.
So this is the next really important step. The burden shouldn't fall only on our kids, right? We need to open up a constructive dialogue with schools because at the end of the day, this is a shared responsibility.
Instead of just complaining, let's try to approach the school with some constructive solutions. You can ask, are lockers available? Is it possible for some textbooks to be kept in the classroom or maybe accessed digitally? Could the timetable be structured so they don't have to carry every single book every single day? And finally, you can ask if the school will partner with all the parents by officially sharing that 10% weight guideline with every family.
Wow. This really just puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? I mean, we would never ask an adult to lug 20% of their body weight to the office every day. We'd call it an occupational health hazard. And yet, we expect it from children, whose bodies are so much more vulnerable. It's a fundamental design failure in our education system. It really is.
And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. The evidence is just undeniable. Heavy school bags are a correctable design failure. They cause pain, they alter posture, and they strain these developing bodies in ways that can have really lasting consequences. Our goal is to foster growth and knowledge. So let's make sure that in this whole pursuit of expanding our children's minds, we aren't accidentally compressing their spines.